On to you, Aquarius. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website. It has all my, it has the links to the books that I created that are on Amazon, how to get private tarot readings from me, birth chart readings. I teach people how to do the tarot. So come through, I most definitely would like to give you a reading, and let's begin. So for you, Aquarius, you have the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So these three cards right here, to show you what I'm talking about, these three cards right here are very much so about the frustration of kind of dealing with knuckleheaded individuals in the first place. The Nine of Wands, right? Low lives. People who, like I said, they're low lives. Those are the type of people that can't really give any kind of credit where credit is due. Those are the type of people that are jealous of you while you could be in a whole-blown relationship with them or think that you're in one, but they're really secretly jealous. They're in an excessive amounts of competition with you, and the competition doesn't kind of make any sense whatsoever. It should really be more about being able to keep up with each other as opposed to being in competition, because competition, that's the thing, there's a fine line between just being friendly with somebody and you know what I mean, on some Five of Wands type stuff, for real though. And this was the perfect example, but I'm skipping over many cards to get to this Five of Wands, but this is the perfect example. There's a fine line between having fun and kicking it with somebody, and then in full-blown spiritual warfare with somebody else over competition to try to see who's better type stuff. And it gets real petty real fast. But a lot of you Aquarius understand that, you know that competition bad, right? Competition equals bad. You shouldn't be in competition with the same person who you hanging with, right? You kicking it with. The Eight of Pentacles is, so now a lot of you are trying to figure out, what does that mean? You're trying to get a better understanding of how to be in one. And like it is that I said before, like, so many people keep going about this the wrong way. They look at it from a competition perspective, and then they try to, and it's like all of this stuff is just a marker of huge egos. To answer the question, Aquarius, what you got to do is you have to stop trying to be in competition with the same person that you are getting to know. It's not about, you know what I mean, a competition, Like, what kind of, like, that goes to show you how stupid it is. What type of person is with somebody, right? And then it's like, I'm trying to outdo you at the same time. Like, oh yeah, you got this, I got that. Like, after a while, the person who can see it for what it is going to be like, this person can't even be happy for me. If I was to get a new car, if I was to get a Tesla, if I was to get a Cadillac, if I was to get whatever kind of model of car from whatever, car manufacturer, this person wouldn't even be able to actually be happy for me, right? Because of the fact that they want so badly to be at the forefront. They think this thing is a race for them to win. So they're going to automatically think that, like, this is about winning some sort of race or some sort of competition. And that's what makes it really stupid. So a lot of you are learning how to not be so competitive, because Aquarius can be, Aquarius can be a very competitive zodiac sign. Take a look at both Michael Jordans, whether it's Michael Jordan, the basketball player, or Michael B. Jordan, the now known actor, because Michael Jordan is an actor too, the basketball player. But both of them are Aquarius, right? Both of them are Aquarius, ironically. But take a look at how competitive both of them are. You know, some people who know Michael B. Jordan, the actor, right, the Creed actor, says, yeah, he's competitive. He has a competitive spirit to him. Okay, but that's what it is I'm trying to say, though. Like, they keep that there to a certain extent, right? The Emperor and the Two of Cups now is about how, so one of the things that you got to learn to do is maintain. People talk about maintain frame. What they're trying to say is to keep your cool, is what it is that they're trying to say. Let me just go ahead. That's my cat there, but let me just go ahead and demystify what it is that a lot of people are talking about. What they mean by that is keeping your cool. That's what it is that they mean. That's what it is that they mean. They mean keeping your cool. And what that means is, if a person says that they're not interested in you, just move forward to somebody else. It really is not that big of a deal. But rejection will show who the crazy people are. People who need to really be caught up in straitjackets. Because why does a rejection bother somebody so much? You understand what I'm saying? Either way it goes. And the Two of Cups now. So what I'm trying to say is that you Aquarius have to learn to maintain your cool. Okay? When it comes to being better overall, right? Sticks and stones. You know, the old saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. That means that people will have all types of criticisms about you. Some of them may be true, but most of it may be only their perception of it, as opposed to who you actually really are, you know? So you have to keep your cool. And I'm speaking from personal experience of this. You have to keep your cool, because at the end of the day, and really learn to live with the stupid perceptions that a lot of people think, or they have a false perception of. So the Two of Cups represents, so you don't lose your mind when it comes to having to feel like you got to prove yourself when it comes to getting to know somebody else. If a person thinks of you as being crazy, if there is a method to your madness, if there's a reason why it is that you do what you do, and other people don't quite necessarily understand it, who cares, ultimately? The Three of Wands represents because you know why it is that what you do. So, really get with somebody that can understand and or have the patience to figure you out and get to know you and see what it is that you've got going on. Because, not everybody is willing to pay attention to you and give you a chance, by getting to know you. Some people immediately is like, oh, well, you're crazy, this, that, and the third, just to write you off and immediately go ahead and interact with some other activity or whatever. But the Four of Wands and the Knight of Cups is about how, so you have to set the stage. You have to stop allowing people, in other words, to control the narrative. And the best way, if you ask me, to do that is to begin in here and in here, right? Really. Some people may think that you're crazy, and to a certain extent, you have to be a little bit crazy in order for you to be creative. Creativity and crazy are basically the same thing, because you ultimately see things and you see possibilities that other people don't have the possibilities to see, because they spend so much time thinking about how to fit in at the same time, how to make sure that other people don't call them crazy. And they're gonna, and when it comes to the propaganda of other people, they're gonna say the wildest stuff about you. They're gonna talk about how, and I hope YouTube don't hit me for this, but people have said all types of goofy stuff about me. They say that I was a Satanist. They say that I'm sacrificing, You know what I'm saying? My loved ones. I'm like, just the dumbest stuff in the world. And I'm like, anybody who listens to this stuff, son, like anybody who really listens to this, you 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 need some serious help, because you are that caught up in drama, which is sad. Or if you really trying to put that propaganda out there, you really riding for something that everybody knows is not true. Because how come you see my siblings and how come you see my family every day if I'm sacrificing them? But this is the stupidity of the need for gossip. And when people would think of me as that certain kind of way, I don't care. Still to this day, people will put that nonsense out there. Okay. So people are going to say all types of goofy stuff about you, especially Peabody individuals that spend so much time thinking about how to associate with people and interact with people by spreading gossip. So a lot of you right now, in essence, you really have to learn to clean up your image. And the best way for you to clean up your image, Aquarius, is to clean it up here and in here. You know why it is that you do what you do. Don't ever let anybody, get you caught up in a situation where you start to forget why it is that you do what you do. And the Five of Wands and the King of Wands, and cut anybody off that you may be even getting to know romantically, friendship wise, or family member wise for that matter, because blood is supposed to be thicker than water, but apparently not in this particular situation. So cut anybody off that would they're not giving you a peace of mind. A lot of you, Aquarius, right now may not necessarily be dating anybody. You may be looking. But which is fine. But you have to clean some things up about your own image, though, Aquarius. You're at a point where you have to make certain things in your life make sense. Your image, the idea that a lot of people think of you as being crazy, it could be crazy where, some people are going to like you, some people are going to absolutely despise you. That's something that a lot of you have to come to terms with as well, because a lot of you, Aquarius, be trying to make everybody your friends, including your enemies. Because truth be told, and I'm about to say something that may trigger a lot of y'all, but it needs to be said, a lot of y'all can't bear to stand the idea of, people that you may have gotten into problems with, or have a little bit of conflict or friction with. You can't stand the idea of those people not seeing you in the greatest of lights, because you do want people to give you a chance. But I'm telling you, Aquarius, because I have Aquarius in my chart. My father's in Aquarius. My actual father is in Aquarius. He's born February 4th, or his birthday is February 4th. Listen, that ideology, my mom is a Pisces, but she has an Aquarius moon. Okay? Listen, forget about people thinking of you as being normal. Clearly, you Aquarius are not normal. So that's the problem that a lot of you Aquarius are having, right? In essence, y'all have not come to terms within your own selves about your abnormality. And when I say abnormality, I'm not talking about some sort of deformity. I'm talking about some sort of, you have to understand that Aquarius represents the demigod. Hercules is Leo, but Hercules is what? Half God, half human, right? And Aquarius, but that's what Aquarius represents as well. Aquarius represents the divinity that's put inside of man, right? This as the species. So Aquarius represents the divine essence. So that's what it is I'm trying to say. The things that you say and you do and what you want and the things that you think about, people are going to call you crazy because they can't they can't and they don't want to perceive of those things, right? Mentally, and then you try, and then some of you Aquarius will try it out physically. They don't want to perceive those things intentionally. They don't want to do it. So you have to understand that you got to get out of your own way in trying to make everybody perceive things from your perspective of you're not that bad. That's why I was trying to tell y'all a million times. And I've gotten a little bit of flack from Aquarius, a little bit from the Aquarius that I know. Shout outs to New Zealand, shout outs to Australia. But some of them, some of the Aquarius that I know from New Zealand and Australia was like, yeah, you told us that, I love the accent. I don't even know how to do it. You told us that we live in a bubblegum world. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because you don't see people's dark side. You don't perceive that people are capable of great but terrible things. So that is your blind spot. A lot of you Aquarius don't understand that people are just as capable of doing something terrible as they are of doing something just as benevolent that benefits so many people. It just depends on which part of their natures they want to essentially feed into. And a lot of you Aquarius don't perceive that. Y'all think everybody is your friend. But is a person your friend that when they running up on you and they putting their hands on you? No. You have to deal with them with a certain level of precaution. Anyway, let's clarify the King of Wands. Let's clarify the King of Wands. I gotta replace my pillows. Anyway, you have the Page of Wands, the Judgment, the Three of Swords, and you have the Four of Wands. So to clarify the King of Wands. So to clarify the King of Wands, you have the Page of Wands and the Judgment. So these four cards right here speaks to how, you're going to have people who are Peabodys, all up in your business, like you, but all up in your business, but then spread rumors about you, play games, they don't really take life very seriously. And what happens to people who don't really take life with a certain amount of seriousness, they're usually F-ups. They're usually F-19s. They're usually people that get a bunch of tattoos, get on substances, play games all day, then they come down off of the stupor that they're in because they realize how stupid they were being. And then now at the age of 30 some odd, 40 some odd, they when they go into rehab, now it's time for me to go ahead and get my stuff together. Those are the type of people who don't really take life too seriously because they don't have any boundaries. So the Three of Swords now and the Four of Wands now is about how, since that's the case, you Aquarius happen to be in a situation where, once again, you really are very much so dealing with people who can be very much so immature, right? So you have to clear out those people in your life. A lot of you Aquarius still have some people who very much so are immature and like to play games, wasting your time. You got to get those people out of the way. Those are the same people still that are frustrating you and still not really they're not individuals that you should be associating with because you become a part of the associates that you hang around. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace.